So let us go to the next talk for Dr. Drishti Kumari, please.
Good afternoon all. Myself Dr. Drishti, junior resident from RIU IGMS. My topic is approach towards retained periocular foreign body. It was a retrospective study at Tertiary Eye Care Center at Bihar. There is no financial interest or no conflict of interest. Ocular trauma is a common occurrence in our daily practice, and the retention of a foreign body within or around the globe is a significant complication following trauma. And this condition is more frequently observed in males working outdoors. Periocular foreign bodies can be divided into metallic or non-metallic. Non-metallic further divided into organic and inorganic. Due to challenges in locating and identifying these foreign bodies, a thorough clinical examination combined with radiological investigation is essential. Clinical assessment should include the identification of an entry-owned evaluation for granuloma formation, presence of acute or a chronic discharge, cranial nerve functions, ocular motility, cranial nerve sensations, and both anterior and posterior segment examinations. Organic foreign bodies are poorly tolerated and typically necessitates surgical removal, whereas some metallic foreign bodies may in some cases left behind. Periocular foreign body present as a small entry-wound discharging sinus intraorbital mass, orbital cellulitis, drooping of eyelid can be found. Lid or conjunctival mass, diminution of vision. Clinical sign may be present as inflammation, tenderness, lid edema, erythema. Visual prognosis depends on mode of injury, site or size, and intensity of injury. My aims and objective was to know the cause and mode of presentation and treatment outcome of traumatic retained periocular foreign body, and to rule out possibility of a retained periorbital foreign body in a case of alleged history of trauma. My study design was retrospective observational study. It was a hospital-based case series occurred at RIU IGMS Patna of a time frame in 3 years. Patient reported in emergency or OPD within a day to 6 months of initial injury with possibility of retained periocular foreign body. Informed and written consents were taken, history taken, and clinical examination were done, and diagnosis was done with the help of imaging like X-ray, B scan, CT scan, MRI, and MRI of brain orbital, including paranasal sinuses. Patients were managed conservatively. Medical management followed by surgical exploration, and patients were followed up to 6 months. My results and observation were most of the cases was male, that is 73% of age group 6 to 25 years of age, and the maximum clinical presentation were 47.82 were lacerated lid injury followed by discharging sinus, painful localized swelling, orbital cellulitis. Most of the foreign body were wooden stick, stone chip, followed by plastic, glass particle, bullet, or we can say mixed glass plus plastic. Cultures were positive in 9 cases. Most of them were gram positive cocci, mainly cones. Complication, 2 patients found scarring as a complication. These are my representation of clinical presentations, types of foreign bodies. In case 1, we found stone chip as a for retained in periocular foreign body. In case 2, we found wooden thorn as a retained foreign body. In case 3, large wooden fragment of 2.5 into 1.2 into 1.5 centimeter were found in CCT brain orbit. In case 4, multiple glass particles were found. It's a case of a RTA in auto accident. In case 5, we found non-healing discharging sinus and non-healing orbital cellulitis. A plastic foreign body of size 4.1 into 1 centimeter was found in a non-healing periocular foreign body. Non-metallic foreign body example wood are radiological diagnostic challenges due to their varied appearances. So thin sections in CT or MRI scan is much needed. USG may not detect wooden foreign body due to their interference of gas. On CT, we need thin slices because foreign body may be mistaken for air or a fat or maybe misdiagnosed. MRI scan should be performed after a negative CT scan if an intraorbital foreign body would be suspected. So take home message, a good clinical or radiological examination with surgical exploration and medical management under good microscope is the key for management in order to offer individualized and directed treatment to each patient. Coming to discussion part, some foreign bodies that are retained within the orbit and eyelid can cause immediate complication, whereas other are asymptomatic and remain undetected for a long period of time. Therefore, a detailed history is crucial in patients and should include specific questions about antecedent trauma and its details, especially in patients with soft tissue complaints. Depending upon the material of foreign body, it can be well tolerated without causing any visual disturbances. If patient presented with either discharges, sinuses, orbital cellulitis, localized swelling, non-healing wound, high index of suspicion for retained foreign body should be ruled out. Good clinical radiological examination along with surgical exploration and medical management under good microscope is the key for management. These are my references. Thank you.